We are going. We are live on the pre-show. So thanks, everyone. I know we probably don't have anybody going just yet, but this is the pre-show for 22 minutes with Jayson and Stephen. We'll get everything set up and get started here in about 9 minutes or so.
All right. And they can't see me, right?
They cannot see you, but they can hear you.
All right. Earlier you could see me, but you couldn't hear me.
Right.
So they're getting the opposites.
All right. It's Tuesday, Election Day. Holy moly. The big decision is here. Is that the election theme music?
That's the president song. I don't know if we have like background music playing. So if we do,
we do a little bit. It's kind of just elevator music here.
It's a mashup. So we call that a mashup in the business when there's two songs playing together.
Right.
You don't know that song?
And I'm not able to share this right now.
I'm sharing mine.
Maybe that's why.
I am.
Maybe we can't share at the same time.
That's the key to sharing.
I know, right?
Sharing
That's the definition of share, right? Facebook doesn't allow you to share. That share doesn't mean...
You share first,
right.
And then I'll share later. Today's show is about trends. Most importantly...
Trending Tuesday. Tuesday trend.
We are talking down payment assistance. Are they good for the market? Offer with a DPA. Put up with them.
Nice. So it did allow me to share there a little bit. Now we're cooking with some gas.
All right. I shared it too. Now I'm going to go share it to one of my real estate pages here.
And if anybody's watching the pre-show, whether it be on YouTube or whatever, share. Please share our show. That would be awesome.
Today's all about sharing.
Yeah, we don't have a Saturday share, right? We don't have a Saturday show, but I guess Saturday, Sunday share.
You know, or we have a Wednesday like our page day. So we have a total of 31 likes on the page, but we get like 200 views on the show.
Oh man!
I'd like to get 200 likes and 31. No, I guess the views are more important than the likes. Okay.
Okay, so
topic is trend in the market. We call DPAs. My son was happy this morning. I could tell because he was singing songs.
Oh yeah? What was he singing?
Yeah,
the presidential theme song? Is that why he's is that why it's stuck in your head?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because he wakes up this morning saying, "Daddy, it's election day. Only 13 more years before I can vote." I was like, "That's pretty smart of you." But technically, you wouldn't be able to vote in 13 years because there's not an election that year. He's like, "Good point, Dad." None of that was true, by the way. So I don't want anybody to think that was cute. He didn't know to vote at 18. He's only 5. So, right, they could be. The ladies in my office were saying, "Oh, that's cute that he said that." But, right.
I'm going to share it to a couple live streaming groups that I'm a part of, so hopefully...
Relying on DPA. What up with DPA?
All right, we got about 4 minutes left. Oh, Periscope. I got to do Periscope. Periscope for all the Periscope viewers out there.
Oh.
And we'll get that going right now as well.
And like our page, please.
Like our page. 22.
Time permitting, we will talk other trends. Share on my timeline. Where's this going?
I always hate this part of the broadcast because I'm sitting here concentrating on this tiny phone and my eyes aren't very good, and you got to hit the buttons exactly or you misspell the title when you're periscoping. All right, there we go. We are out there live on Periscope.
I see we got like 6 viewers on there. I don't get to see who's watching.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I don't see everyone either. This is the pre-show for Trending Tuesday with Jayson. 22 minutes. A lot of T's in this one. 22 minutes with Jayson Stephen, where we are going to talk about some trends that are happening in the real estate market, in particular to the Phoenix, Arizona market.
But these trends that we're talking about today are global. Oh, someone should turn off his phone ringer.
Yeah, that reminds us to turn on. This is why we have a pre-show, and we have to put our phones on airplane mode.
All right, so we're down to 3 minutes according to my biological clock.
That's pretty doggone good because it's he can't see the clock right now, and everybody can hear him. That's Stephen talking in the background. He's behind the curtain, so to speak. We're at 2:40 and countdown.
All right. So today, I think the trend, we talked about a little bit about talking a lot about lending and stuff. And,
yeah.
My wife over the weekend, she's like, "Are you guys going to talk about lending every time?" I said, "Yes," because in real estate, buyers and sellers want to know about lending. They want to know about lending costs. They want to know about what it takes to qualify. And then she's like, I don't know if I'm going to watch your show every day. Because we talk about it all the time anyway. But
yeah, but we're not going to talk about lending all the time.
No, this isn't a lending show. No,
this is not a lending show. This is a real estate show. Lending is a big part of that, of course, but we will talk about all things real estate. And if anybody's, if you guys are watching out there, there's subject that you want us to cover, like our Facebook page, message us directly, and we certainly will cover anything that you want to talk about. This is an opportunity to talk to a lender and a realtor at the same time.
Yeah. We have questions on Thursdays, so our Throwback Thursdays question day. One of the questions I got last week was, what is actually in my coffee cup? Because I drink a lot of coffee. In fact, I should go grab a cup before our show starts.
Well, you got about a minute to do that.
I only need 28 seconds.
All right. All right, so I'm Jayson of this 22 Minutes with Jayson Stephen. Just tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in the lending world for 23, 24 years. I'm a branch manager of a local mortgage company right here in Phoenix, Arizona. I also host a podcast called Valley of the Sun Real Estate Show that you can check on iTunes or Stitcher or anything like that also covers real estate. So if you want to go over and check that out as a podcast, you certainly can do that. This is the live streaming portion that we do to help bring some visual to the conversation. So that's a little bit about myself for anybody that's out there. And just in all fairness, Stephen is to monitor the Facebook page. So Stephen will monitor the Facebook page. So if you have comments or anything like that, Stephen will have that Facebook page up, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I see that we have like 4 people looking.
So click on it. Click on that picture for me, and it'll blow it up, and then you'll be able to see the comments on the right-hand side. You should be able to.
Click on the picture.
Well, click on the video, and then mute the tab.
Okay.
Okay, mute the tab because I can hear it.
Okay.
So right-click the tab and mute it. All right, cool. And then you should be able to see comments on the right-hand side. So
how do I get the voice off so I don't hear the reverbage?
mute the tab. So right-click the tab and then choose mute. Mute tab.
Right-click the tab.
So the tab where the Facebook page is at.
You're
No, not working on your browser. Or you can just hit the mute button for the volume on the actual live stream itself in the bottom right-hand corner, I think.
I'm looking. Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yeah.
There. Boom.
Okay, so let's get this party started, I guess, right?
All right.
All right. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes with Jayson and Stephen Cotton. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to what we have to say. So thank you for joining us. If you're listening to us or watching us there on Facebook, please like and share our page as we make an effort to earn your business. And we don't want your business. We do want your business, but we want to earn your business.
I don't.
If you're watching us on Periscope out there, please follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are right above us right here. So go ahead and follow us on Twitter as we post things on Twitter all the time to help you keep informed of what's happening in real estate out there. And if you're watching us on YouTube or the replay of YouTube, give us that thumbs up and subscribe and share with your friends and family who are looking to buy or sell real estate. All right.
So I look a lot to the left because that's the looking for the comments. So
yes. Yeah. So that's your distraction over there, right? So today is Tuesday, and that means Trending Tuesday. So we are going to talk about some trends that we see in the real estate market. We're here in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you're watching us across the country or whatever, we're talking mainly here in Phoenix, Arizona. But these trends likely may be happening in your market as well. So that's what we're going to talk about today and every Tuesday. And this show is every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Arizona time. We didn't change time zone.
Everybody else did.
Everybody else did. We didn't. We stayed the same. The more you change, the more you stay the same, I guess. Is that the same?
Right.
How that happens?
Yeah.
So
I think Eddie Vedder once said, I changed by not changing at all.
Right. And today, Election Day, Tuesday. What is today? November 8th. Goodness gracious, didn't know the date.
Yes.
2016, Election Day, big day out there, so get out there and rock the vote, as they said in the 80s.
Yep, and 90s.
Oh, in the 90s too? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't hip then, but they were still doing it.
All right, rock the vote.
Rock the vote.
We'll get the saxophones going like Mr. Clinton did.
The saxophones. A lot of great rock songs have the saxophones. Whenever I think, you ever see Lost Boys?
No.
The vampire movie? You never seen Lost Boys?
I've seen it, but it's been so long I don't remember it.
They had a saxophone guy with like no shirt on, like out in
really?
the carnival at the very beginning.
I don't remember that part. I remember, what is it? Tom Cruise and all the hunks were in that movie. Brad Pitt, wasn't he in the movie too?
Oh no, that's the Outsiders.
Oh, Outsiders.
I'm talking Corey Haim, Corey Feldman are fighting a bunch of vampires in a
there you go.
California town.
There you go.
Patrick.
I'm not a movie buff. All right, so let's get into some of the trends that we're seeing today. And more specifically, we're going to talk about down payment. As part of the election today, wait, back up, rewind. I'm always forgetting this. Wah, wah, wah.
Why do I do this for rewind when I'm only doing this the whole time? So
right.
my rewind should be this.
We got to do the tweet quote of the day. Goodness gracious, I always forget that. So let's get to that real quick. Tweet quote of the day. And this one is brought to us by Steve Jobs. And it's a little hard to read here, and it's kind of a long one, so I'll read it for everybody. It says, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choice in life. Because almost everything, all external exceptions, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only that is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart." Kind of a long quote there.
Yeah.
However, I thought it was kind of, appropriate for today because it is a big choice day. There's a choice today for the leader of the free world, and it's a big one. So again, go out there and rock that vote.
Rock the vote.
All right, cool. So let's get into Trending Tuesday and some of the trends that we're seeing in real estate. These trends, again, are kind of part of Arizona, but I think they're kind of a national trend as far as this topic goes, and that is down payment assistance and the need for down payment and down payment assistance in order to purchase a home. I know that I get asked all the time about down payment assistance. I just got a call yesterday about a couple who's moving here from out of state, and they wanted to know about some of the down payment assistance programs that are available to Arizona. So these down payment assistance programs are going to be kind of specific to Arizona, although there is one that's a national program that I'll go over here in just a second. So this need, and I want to get into not just the down payment and the qualifyings and stuff like that. We'll get into that as well. But I also want to ask you, Stephen, what do you see as far as down payment? Do you think, well, let me back up. Do you think that down payment is a good thing or a bad thing for the market?
Okay, so to answer that question, there's we always say there's like 4 different types of people, right? There's the emotion based, there's the analytical, and it all depends on what type of person you are, right? Mm-hmm. There's I see that when I'm looking at the down payment and I'm trying to like maybe pitch it to a listing agent or a seller, I say it's a strong program because it's backed by whoever's doing the grant. At the end of the day, they get paid the check, right? They get paid their net or whatever that is. So it's a valuable thing. And now I got to apologize because I did not have my coffee and there was no coffee at the office today. So what was the full question?
So down payment.
Yeah. No, I know it's down payment, but what was the specific?
But how do you think down payment affects the actual overall market? Is it a good thing for the market? Is it a bad thing for the market? Some people say that it could be a bad thing because one of the things that because there's no investment from the buyer into the property.
Long term versus short term. So I can answer the question. Yeah, in the short term, it helps move houses, right? If somebody can't qualify for a loan without the DPA, or they don't have enough savings, and maybe it takes them 6 months to get to that savings, if ever, because we talked about it before about how that's one of the things wrong with our systems. Our insurance costs are going to go up, our rental costs are going up, so the ability to save is getting diminished. So these DPAs, these down payment assistance, are helping these people get to that level to buy the house. The sellers are being able to get the net that they're looking for, move to their house that they're ready to move to without the DPA. So they're buying without it. Someone, it's like a chain of 3 or 4 people buying without it, which just starts with one person being able to use it. So I think it's great in that sense. Now, longer term, is it an issue? Because they're not into it at all. They got no skin in the game, if you will. Yeah. Will they not be able to make the payments, or will they have any, not even care that they can't make the payments because they didn't lose any money? That's time will tell. But I say this, and we talk about the interest rates being so low anyway, but if you buy a house these days versus buying a house 10 years ago, you're buying a house today that you can afford. Mm-hmm. So maybe your rent is $1,400, but maybe your DPA purchased home is only $1,200. So what's your alternative? I have no skin in the game, but this is cheaper than if I were to try to find a rental.
Right.
So I think I'm very optimistic, though. I'm an optimistic guy. I think that it's not going to really affect the market. The 0% down in the long term of people backing out because of it. Mm-hmm. I think they bought houses that they can afford, and that's the key to this whole market staying stable, really.
So from a lender's perspective, I'll give my 2 cents in on this as well. From a lender's perspective, VA loans historically have performed very, very well. And VA loans are 0 down loans. They're government guaranteed loans, not government insured loans. FHA are government insured loans. VA are government guaranteed loans. Now, with that being said, VA loans do perform very, very well with 0 money down. The only difference on the VA loans is the level of scrutiny. There are additional requirements on a VA loan for qualifications, such as residual income as a big part of that qualification process, where you don't have that necessarily on the FHA side or even on the conventional side. This is, I think, the real core of the argument of down payment assistance and how it can weaken the housing market. People are more likely to walk away from homes than when they don't have any money invested into the home. They've got nothing attached to it except their emotions. So now I would argue that you need to give people an opportunity. Some people like you kind of mentioned about attitude and stuff like that toward housing. Some people just want the opportunity to own a home, and
Right.
they want to get into a home. Just tell me what I need to do to get into a home. I want to have a piece of that American dream. And so for that, that's enough for them and motivation enough for them to maintain payments and do what they need to do to keep that house. So there's arguments on both sides. I see both sides. I think down payment assistance is a good thing. I think the more homeowners that are out there in the United States, the more stable our economy is, and that is a good thing for everybody. It helps to keep taxes low. It helps to keep our public servants employed, and keep everything, kind of clicking along, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. So and I'm not just saying that because I'm a lender. I'm saying that as a U.S. citizen, that more homeowners that are out there, the better our overall economy, and that's good for everybody.
Well, and that's kind of piggybacking what I'm saying. If I'm a
Yeah.
house and I need to move, or I have a family and I want to grow, the person that's buying the house maybe uses the DPA, which allows me to not use the DPA, but it allows me to buy a bigger home. And then that person that's selling that house, maybe they're trying to downsize.
Right.
So with that DPA on mine, buyer one, I'm buyer two. Now they're able to be buyer three and buy something smaller. It helps the whole economy, or trickle down economics.
So let me ask you this, in regards to if you're a seller and you're getting an offer on your home, and it has down payment assistance as part of that offer. Does that weaken that offer at all, or does it strengthen it? What does that tell you about that buyer, if
Well,
anything?
depending on the DPA program, sometimes the closing costs are covered, sometimes they're not. So what matters is, do we have to raise the price to cover the closing costs, and will that appraise? Will the appraisals come in a little harder? If you price it right, then it's fine. And again, the seller should have confidence accepting an offer with the DPA program, if they're confident they're not overpriced in the market, and from the get-go.
Okay. All right, good. So let's get into some of the actual programs, down payment assistance. And again, these programs are kind of specific to Arizona, so except for one, and I'll mention that here at the end. So the first one that we're going to go over is Home Plus. Home Plus is in most of these programs. This one's funded through the Arizona Department of Housing. It's not taxpayer-based money, and so I want to go over just some of the highlights of this particular program. It does require, it's a 30-year fixed rate, and down payment assistance is a grant, and it can be used for down payment or closing costs. Now, in most cases, this is for down payment purposes. It's kind of one half dozen of them the other. I don't understand why they do the closing cost thing, because you first need your down payment and then the closing costs kind of follow. So, it's kind of one of those things. And if you're a U.S. military, you get an extra 1% for this down payment. So it does qualify for military as well. It's for the purchase of an owner-occupied property, primary residence only. So you can't use it for investment purposes or anything like that. Your income as a qualification, your income cannot exceed $92,984 to be exact, and the purchase price is limited to $371,000.
371, because that's the VA.
No. This is a conventional deal. Right. I don't know why that price point is set out there. To be honest with you, set by the Arizona Department of Housing. By Arizona Department of Housing.
I say that because it's the same number for VA loans here, too. I mean, it's the Arizona numbers, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you can actually get a VA loan up to 417 on conventional. So I don't know. I'm not sure why that price point is set there. I think it's more or less probably to do with medium housing price points. Somewhere in that, it's probably a percentage of the medium price point for homes. You are required to take a pre-purchase homebuyer education course, which in a lot of it doesn't cost very much. Some of them are $60 to $150. It kind of varies there. I have one that I think would qualify for this program that's free. So you can reach out to me if you'd like to partake in that. You do need a 640 credit score. So this idea of 680 or 700 or 740 credit score in order to qualify for down payment assistance is kind of that should be debunked, because you don't need that high of a credit score. 640 is not too bad. Your debt to income ratio cannot exceed 45% of the gross income.
Okay.
Okay, so that's kind of the highlights on that one, to be honest with you. It is Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, so it's conventional only, conventional. And in Maricopa County, you got another option, which is the Home in 5 program. That's pretty popular. A lot of people have heard about that. You've heard about that maybe on the news here locally. Home in 5 also requires a 640 credit score. And what else? That's an FHA. It's a government type deal. So Home in 5. So if you're putting an FHA offer in, then the Home Plus is not going to qualify for that program.
Okay.
It's got to be the Home in 5 program as far as that goes. VA also qualifies for the Home Plus along with USDA, which the USDA loan was pretty popular. It still is kind of popular out there in maybe Buckeye, some parts of Buckeye.
I've done one, and I do a lot of houses in Buckeye. So like it seems like the USDA loan's out there, but it seems like the other DPA's down payment stuff is a little maybe trendier or on topic for what they're looking for. I guess maybe the closing costs or the interest rate or something. I'm not sure.
Now with this down payment assistance program, Home Plus, it says Home in 5. It says 5, and the reason for that, it used to be 5% in down payment assistance. It's now down to 4%. That recent change happened last year. Although you do get an extra 1% if you're a veteran, so you do get 5% in that case. The money is available. There's no fear of it, going away or anything like that. There's no waiting in line or any of that kind of stuff. You do need a 620 credit score for this one as well, 45% debt to income ratio. You do have to take a home buying class. Difference on this one, the income level is a little bit lower. It's at 88,340. So
and the credit score is a little lower because we've been saying 640 all morning. This one's a 620.
No, this one, Home in 5, is still 640.
Oh, you did say 620, so let's just.
Oh, I did?
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's 640. 640 credit score for this one as well, for the Home in 5 program. Now the last one here that I want to go, and there are other ones out there too. If you want to call me, they're not as popular because they can be property specific. Another one here though, it's kind of popular, especially in your area, is the Pathway to Purchase. I want to kind of go over that one.
PTP.
Yeah, PTP.
PTP.
Now this
PTP.
And these rates, by the way, these rates are posted online. So just reach out to Stephen and I, and we'll get you and direct you into the right place where you can check out the rates. These rates, you can't really shop them. They are what they are. That's one of the downsides about down payment assistance. Don't try to negotiate rates because it's not going to happen. Pathway to Purchase though, this one you can get up to $20,000 for down payment and or closing costs. So this is a big one. This is actually a really big one. Again, you need a minimum credit score of 640. Income is a little bit higher than the Home in 5, which is $92,984. Maximum purchase price is still $371. So it kind of follows the whole Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac deal. Maximum LTV of 95%. So of the $20,000, 5% of that's got to be dedicated at least to the down payment. And it is limited to certain cities. This is kind of where it starts to kind of narrow that funnel a little bit. So this particular program is for homes that are located in Arizona City, Avondale, which there's quite a few homes in Avondale, obviously, and that's kind of a suburb here of Phoenix. Buckeye, Casa Grande, Coolidge, Douglas, El Mirage, Fort Mojave, Goodyear, which is where you're located at, Stephen. Huachuca City. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I messed that up. Levine, Maricopa, Red Rock, Sierra Vista, Snowflake, Tucson, and Yuma. So for all you listeners out there in Tucson or Yuma, this program actually works for you there.
Now I'm because we're on the west side, we do quite a bit of these PTPs. That's why I was doing that cheer. But Avondale, El Mirage is just a little bit north of us. Mm-hmm. Goodyear, of course, I'm in Goodyear and Buckeye. We just closed on a PTP, Pathway to Purchase, on Friday. She was able to. She put $1,000 down. She got all but like $36 back. So she got like maybe even $986. So she got like all but $14 back. Yeah, which is quite impressive. It's a great program.
It's a great program. And now, this is for resale properties only. You can't use this on new construction deals. So everybody that's looking to purchase a new home, you can't use that program for that. The other ones you actually can use as long as you're a first-time home buyer. Now, the last program here that I want to go over real quick, we got about 2.5 minutes here left, is the Sapphire program. Sapphire program only requires a 620 credit score. So unlike the other ones, unlike the other ones where you need a 640 credit score, this one only requires a 620 credit score. And you do not have to be a first-time home buyer, and you can own other properties. This is for primary residencies only. So if you have another property, a rental or something like that, maybe you're in Oregon or Washington or something like that, and you're moving down here to retire, and you want to keep that property up in Oregon or Washington as a rental, this program would fit that criteria that you can own that other home.
So let's talk. I know we're running short on time, but the DTI for that program, do we have that handy?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Yes, 45% debt to income ratio. 620 credit score. Now, the income restriction on this one is a little bit less. It's 73,600. So you cannot make more than 73,600. You do have to take a home buying class, which is provided as long as I give you the code. It's provided to you for free. Now, this program is kind of exclusive to me, so you're not going to be able to call just any lender to get this program. This one is kind of exclusive to me because we do service this loan, meaning that you'd be making payments directly to my company for this program. So,
and we reap all the benefits.
And I will say this interest rate is better than the interest rates on the other programs. So, and it's not restricted to anything. You can buy in Maricopa County, Pima County, Coconino, wherever, doesn't matter. It's a nationwide program.
I have a math question then, because we talked about using this one and the rental on the other one. Do we need rental income for that DTI to offset?
You can use it.
Or we have to afford both mortgages, right, with that $70,000?
No, you can use rental income to offset that. It follows FHA guidelines. So, you know, if you're renting that property out and you've got first and last month's check and a lease agreement as a new rental, fine. At 75% of that to offset that mortgage payment, we're good to go. If it's on your tax returns as a rental, then we're going to use what's on your Schedule E on your tax returns as the rental income to offset that mortgage payment.
Perfect.
Okay, so this program actually is a better program. When you stack them side by side, this program is actually probably the best for the down payment assistance, because on this program you do get the full 3% or 3.5% on FHA as down payment. Where the other ones, Home and 5, you got to put a 0.5% down. The Home Plus, obviously, you get the full down on that one, and the Home a Pathway to Purchase, you get a full down payment as well. So. But those interest rates are a little bit higher, so it just depends. You know, there are some options out there. We just got to figure out which one is best for your situation.
And it is my job and the realtor's job to try to get the closing costs covered for you, or else even though you have the down payment, you still might have to come in with 3% to close.
Yeah, so that covers the down payments. And these are kind of specific to Arizona, but at least, you know, you've got options out there. There are many of them, and it's best to either call Stephen or myself. Reach out to us, go to our Facebook page, message us directly if you'd like, and we certainly would love to go over those options that are available to you in your situation. All right, so I think that wraps it up. We're at the end here of our 22 minutes, probably just a little bit over. Everybody, if you watched us on Facebook here, thank you for taking the time and watching us here on Facebook. Be sure and like and share our page here. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us that thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And
we got a comment from Barb Tomlin too. You were on a roll, but she wanted to let you know that you're rocking it.
All right, cool. Thank you, Barb, for watching. She's a live streamer out there, and I really appreciate her support. So thank you very much, Barb. All right, cool. So let's wrap this up. And again, every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Arizona time, we have this show. Tomorrow is Wacky Wednesday, so be sure to tune in for that one. That's kind of a fun one. We have some fun with that one. Show you some wacky pictures. Tomorrow we're going to showcase some of the badly edited Photoshop real estate shows. Photoshop in a bad way. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you want to reach out to the show, hashtag 22minutesAZ on Twitter if you want to reach out to us that way, or just message us directly from Facebook on our fan page there. All right, I think that concludes today's episode. So thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
And don't forget to vote.
Yeah, vote. Get out there and rock that vote.
Rock that vote. Saxophones. Just kidding. Thanks.